At the start of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season, most experts forecasted 3 of the 4 Joe Gibbs Racing cars would make the playoffs. That prediction came true. All 3 are in the round of 12 heading to the wild card race at Talladega this weekend. Looking back on the recent past at JGR, there's a chance one of them might make it to the Championship 4 race in Phoenix. But the possibilities of them winning the title are not good simply because the organization has a lingering problem that is likely to rear its ugly head and prevent it from happening. Joe Gibbs Racing has 5 Cup Series championships. Upon closer inspection, there have only been 2 in the last 18 years while working with Toyota as the manufacturer, and those came from a driver no longer with the organization in Kyle Busch. Coming into the 2023 playoffs, many suggested Martin Truex Jr. was the title favorite because of the momentum he brought with him, including 6 top 10 finishes in the final 7 regular season races with a win at New Hampshire. Denny Hamlin was pretty equal to Truex on the momentum train, scoring 4 top 5 results of his own in the final 6 regular season races, including a win at Pocono. Christopher Bell didn't come in nearly as hot as his 2 JGR teammates, with 3 top 10s in the final 6 races, his best a 3rd place at Watkins Glen. However, to better improve the number 20's chances in the postseason, the organization announced it was swapping pit crews with rookie Ty Gibbs, who didn't make the playoffs but whose pit crew was considered one of the best all year, putting a stamp on its resume by winning the pit crew challenge at the All-Star race. Unfortunately, Bell knows a little something about pit crew swaps. He experienced one last year in a partial swap with Bubba Wallace and the number 23 team. However, despite that switch, if you'll recall, it was in the Championship 4 race that the pit crew effectively ended any chance of the number 20 car winning the title on the race's final caution when the jackman's finger got stuck in between the nut and the spindle. The stop was just shy of 20 seconds and Bell fell back to 16th position. He finished 10th. Denny Hamlin didn't qualify for the Championship 4 race as he was victimized by Ross Chastain on the Hell Melon at Martinsville. But the number 11 team had its share of pit road problems throughout the 2022 campaign, including a crew chief suspension and loss of crew members for a loose wheel at Dover. This year, those pit road problems have persisted, and ironically enough, at Dover earlier this year, when his crew lost 21 spots on pit road during the race, the 3-time Daytona 500 champion had a few choice words about it afterward, suggesting, quote, "If a caution falls, there's a 90% chance we're going to lose significant spots," end quote, and, quote, "We're on the same team, but ultimately the last couple of years have been atrocious and real bad. I'm missing out on wins that we should be winning," end quote. Notice a pattern? In the playoffs, Bell's new pit crew, Remember, which is considered one of the best in the business, has struggled. How bad? In 4 races, 3 of them have included longer than normal pit stops that have set the number 20 car back. The driver has voiced his understandable frustration over the team radio multiple times. On Sunday after Texas, when there was yet another lengthy stop, the 28-year-old couldn't hide his disappointment after the race.
That's not my department. My department is to produce the best lap time that I can under green flag conditions, and I don't know, unfortunately I did a bad job of that today. We were pretty slow, so I'm sure that the pit crew is going to work as hard as they can to get better, and I got to work as hard as I can to get better too.
Unsurprisingly, Bell wasn't the only JGR car to endure pit road problems in the Lone Star State. Martin Truex Jr. did as well, and the normally reserved driver was anything but that when talking about it during his post-race interview.
It just piles on when you get back there, and and then on top of that, our pit stops are absolutely horrendous. So just nothing really good today at all to speak of, and other than not getting wrecked.
Conversely, Hamlin didn't experience any issues at Texas. In fact, his crew has been clean for most of the postseason, which has allowed him to record top 5 finishes in the last 3 races, including a win at Bristol. As for that 4th race of the playoffs, which opened the postseason at Darlington, Hamlin was dominant and appeared destined for victory, when an apparent loose wheel under a green flag stop with less than 100 laps to go ended his chances. JGR cars have had consistent problems on pit road for the last couple of years, and as Hamlin suggested, those issues have cost him wins. There's no reason to believe in the season's final 6 races, when it matters most, that it won't happen again to at least one of the teams and will likely cost the organization wins, and more significantly, a championship.